Hello and welcome back to the Gamer's Tale. I'm Trent Gander. I will be your dungeon master for this evening. We were going to play some Shadowrun tonight, but unfortunately that was not the case, so we'll be continuing our Forging the Onyx campaign. I am joined by my lovely cast of D&D adventurers known as Mia Moira, Grimly, Lundgren Bask, Tredscala, and Greer Underhill. These individuals have managed to defeat one of the Eyes of Astresen, the rulers over the land of Gant Evos, within the city of Loburn, having secured the keep, looted the offices, and reached the significant level of 10. They now continue their adventures within Loburn, after the siege has already ended.
Wait, your last name is Underhill?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he's a fucking nerd. We know it.
Anyway.
Is there a question?
Nerd!
In there somewhere?
The day is overcast, as has been pretty much all the time since you arrived in Gant Evos, except for the early morning. It's about... what time would it be? You guys started the combat early in the next day, so it was probably about 2 p.m., edging in on 3. You are in the 6th floor of the tower, just underneath the last level of the tower. What are you doing?
When we were up top, did we see how the prison was looking? If it was kind of already being under siege or if it was under control?
From the roof of the keep, all you can see is the massive size of both the prison and the furnace. The rest of the city is quiet. There's small billows of smoke going up from certain locations, but other than that, you cannot tell what the situation on the ground is like.
Well, perhaps we should get down to the ground floor and check on everything.
I concur, says Frederick, as he goes down the stairs.
Does Brock just jump off the top? Because I can see him totally doing that.
No, he drops his drawers and takes a crap over the edge.
That too.
Does it streak down the entire tower?
It turns out that after being constipated, he just has the diarrhea.
So I'm
Is
eating.
it spraying all over the
right.
city then?
Oh, God.
Take it out my ass, you just hear from up above as he comes.
Urge the demons!
Oh god, this Brock's poor man.
Rock starts singing Chocolate Rain instead of Purple Rain.
Ah yes, from the famous bard. Anyway. So the city is eerily quiet. Do you guys make your way down out of the tower?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, that's just too bad now, isn't it? Where is... There we go.
Sounds ominous.
No, I've taken to saying that's too bad to literally everything that's said to me. With a good
Oh,
word
okay.
out.
Well, that's too bad.
Isn't it, though?
Depending, yeah.
No. You are surrounded by the stone buildings that populate most of Loburn, and to your northwest, you can see a slight parting between them that has much lower area. The shanty town that was set up right in front of the soul furnace and the prison.
Let's go take a look at the prison and the furnace.
Alright.
Alright.
Are there people still around us? Combat?
It's quiet. Very quiet.
Nobody?
From this immediate area, it seems like a very violent fight went down here. But there doesn't seem to be anything left over. There's spatters of blood.
What about the bodies?
There are no bodies.
So they all hit the floor?
No. But it is raining men. Anyway.
It's raining something.
God. So there's
Doesn't seem right.
there's no one on the streets. You know, before there was either a constant stream of slaves heading toward the shanty town, people selling goods, people hawking wares, and just going about their business. The streets are clearer than you've ever seen them. Save for certain piles of debris that look like they're the offscourings of combat. Every so often you'll find like a broken sword or a shattered shield or what looks to be a vambrace that has been shorn from an arm.
Does the broken equipment look like the gates, like the city guard or whatever, would be using?
Since most of the stuff that they have is pretty standardized, and sometimes each sword is different from itself in that it's stylized slightly differently with engravings, it looks like it could either be from the Hell Knights or the city guard or the local or the standard forces of Gantivos. You really can't tell just by kind of glancing over them. It could have been a sword from anyone.
Okay. So we will start heading over towards the furnace and prison. At least I will be.
I will follow because the little guy gets in trouble a lot.
As you make your way toward the shanty town, it is in complete disarray. It doesn't look like any of the buildings are sound. Much different than the actually 2 to 3 days ago when you last looked at them. Everything looks like it has been broken severely. The gates are gone. Most of the walls have been torn down. The shacks themselves are leaning ominously, if not already blown in. It looks like a lot has happened in a short amount of time.
So, do they revolt? I'm asking the party.
Where is Storm or whatever? The Tempest. He was supposed to be over.
This
You cut out, Ty.
the Tempest came.
God, it's good to be back.
Yes. Yeah. I did correct. I corrected myself. Where's the Tempest King? He was supposed to be over here.
This area doesn't seem as deserted as the rest of the streets. You see movement farther in, but still on the open square areas, there is no discernible people.
Can I see what the people look like that are further in?
It's just like someone's moving around back there. You haven't actually entered into the shanty town, and you haven't gotten a clear line of sight. It's all abrupt angles from everything being broken.
I will start walking in carefully.
Okay.
I'll follow like I have been so far. I'll have my flail drawn though.
As you press deeper into the compound, a number of individuals peek out from behind there, and bows are quickly put away once they realize that you do not seem to be with either of the forces that had been holding people prisoner here. And as you hear hurried whispers, one hulking, what can only be described as suit of armor, comes out from behind one of the burnt out shacks, and it looks like one of the riders that had been brought by Zulthar approaches you. The black swirling smoke that is where his head should be holds two dull, almost gem-like beads of light within them where his eyes should be. Clunk, clunk, clunk. And it stops in front of you.
Hi.
Greer's just gonna glare at it.
I'm doing the
Blink,
same with my weapon up. Just ready, just in case.
What manner of creature are you?
I'm of the Lost Battalion of Zulthar.
As he says
Blink,
Zoltar,
blink.
Greer will just growl a little bit.
Mind your tongue, small one.
I summon those. Velociraptor.
You summon
Is that the
velociraptors?
vehicle?
Now?
No, like he misinterpreted the name he said.
Oh, small one.
No, the whatever the
Oh.
thing of Zolthar.
Lost Battalion?
He thought he thought he said Velociraptor.
Ah, okay.
I am familiar with those. I summon them.
I do not think that is what he said.
Blink, blink.
Greer just gives Tread a what the fuck look.
Isolate. What do you want?
What do you?
What?
To destroy the furnace.
Hmm. We have secured both of these buildings. And he gestures behind him with a large sweep of his arm, and you hear the plates kind of clack together as he does so. We were instructed to wait for you to see them. He lowers his arm.
Well, lead on then.
He quickly turns around and just walks through the broken buildings. Not through them, but among them. I'm assuming you guys are going to follow him.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course, yeah.
So as you make your way through, you see a number of tattered individuals just kind of peeking out from the rubble. A lot of humans, few Goliath here and there. Many of them look emaciated, and others look as if they've been put to hard labor but have not yet gotten to the point of near death, as some of them. As you get closer to the looming square buildings that are the furnace and the jail, you see there is a circle around the furnace of the Lost Battalion. And they're just standing there, kind of like a series of campfires around a much larger tree. Because of all the smoke that's supposed to be where their heads, all just has these little trails up around it. And it looks like someone's trying to burn this giant block of stone. But it just happens to have humanoid bodies underneath that flame. The one who's following you leads you up to this circle. And they kind of part as he approaches them without looking around. And he leads you to what you can only assume are the front gates of the furnace. They're much taller even than Miyamoira, and they are banded with iron and seamlessly fit into the stonework on either side.
We should tear these down.
The creature leading you just places his hand against the door and pushes inward, and the doors almost look like they fly open, but they do not bang against anything, but they stop, leaving a large open area between them that looks like it could fit a couple of carts side by side through. You will face no resistance inside, but the horrors within can only be seen with your eyes.
I'll go in.
Okay.
Let's go.
More than enough horrors out here.
Not horrors, dude.
Horrors.
Horrors.
Damn it, I didn't.
Arr,
Oh,
Ah, dang it.
So you already went in?
Yes.
Was there anyone you could save?
A few. A number of them. Most of them are outside here. They do not wish to stay in the prison, nor would we allow them to stay within the furnace.
That
Thank
is
you.
good.
go on in.
Alright, inside, because I actually tried to build what was inside here, but apparently it didn't save. You see
Wah, wah.
a dark interior. This is kind of a slight foyer. It's very large. The floor seems to be made out of large sheets of metal, fixed in place by small metal nails, rounded on top. They do not move when you step on them, although even through your durable footwear, they seem very hard and unforgiving. On either side, there are a number of doors, smaller in scale to the ones on the front, but they are large enough to accept people of the size of me or Moira, if not slightly taller. And there are 3 sets of double doors, one in front of you and one on either side. The room that you find yourselves in is devoid of any and all trappings. There's no nice little potted plants. There's no seating. There's only these areas which are marked off by a series of marks on the ground that seem to be enough to fit a certain number of people within them, and they create boxes as well. Each box seems to be situated toward one of the sets of doors and can fit 20 to 30 people within each, of a normal humanoid size.
That seems horrible.
So which doors are you guys taking?
These sets of double doors, right?
There are 3 sets of double doors, correct. We will use the cardinal points. There's one to the north, one to the south, and one to the west.
Let's
Well,
go west.
Okay.
As long as everyone else is okay with it. I mean, you know.
How that goes.
one direction is good as any.
I expect to eventually go through this old place, so any direction to start is fine.
West it is.
As you go forward, the doors open again, very well oiled, very silent. Surprisingly well made and sterling. This leads into yet another set of hallways. They extend to the east and west, and it seems that there's no door that leads further beyond this right in front of it, so you couldn't go from the front door to this door to the next. It's front door, this door, wall.
What?
Click, click,
I'm sorry, I'm having
clack.
a hard time
Alright, so I will...
visually.
Yeah. I will use little boxes with which to illustrate. So, like,
Woohoo!
here's the front door. And then
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Slow down.
there's a front door.
Here's the.
We're not on the page you're on, dude.
What? What? What?
I still
we are.
see the city map.
Yeah,
Me too.
the city.
It's on the city map.
It's on the city map.
Oh,
Oh, it's that tiny little square. Okay.
why though?
Because
Didn't save.
didn't save, and I didn't buy that one thing that allows me to build maps at lickety split. Pretty much, that's the box. The first box is that foyer you're in, and then there's the hallway. The hallway in this scenario is too large, but it's to illustrate the shape. So door, front door, the door you went through, hallway. But no door in front of you. It branches off to the north, and it branches off to the south.
I'll go north.
Okay. As you
Since I'm leading this little party.
As you go north, there is a stairwell that goes down, but you're walking towards the direction where you would start, and it goes down back towards where you came in. So it's kind of like
So, wraparound staircase?
a wraparound staircase, only you can just see the top, and then it goes very abruptly downward. There's a small railing to keep people from accidentally falling into the hole. But there is a door on the left, just slightly farther on from the staircase. You know what, I'm just going to... It's now time for shapes and drawing. Yeah.
I'm gonna follow, but I'm just keeping like my eyes and ears open
Dang.
This place is evil.
with my
I don't
18
like it.
passive.
Ba bum 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 bum. Okay, let me just drag you over to wherever the hell I'm on currently. There we go. This is the wrong map, but it doesn't matter because this is not to scale. But it'll give you a decent idea of where things are. Okay. So, with my traditional brown for doors. This is generally the layout that you're looking at, if you can still see this, which I hope you can. The general layout of this floor.
Okay.
In the hallway that you're currently in, there are two staircases that go down, but they're not really within sight of each other, because this is all significantly larger than the scale I've drawn it on. From where I would say you guys are standing, roughly about here-ish, approaching this northern staircase. And beyond that, there is a door that you can see.
Let's stay on this level and then we'll go down and explore. Sound good to you guys?
Yes.
Works for me.
Alright, we'll go through the door.
Alright. As you go through the door, you come out which site that you are somewhat familiar with, Grimly. It looks like a massive industrial forge, very similar to what you would find in any of the Dwarven cities, especially their powerhouses of production. They are regularly spaced, but they are the size of what many would consider a decent sized home on the surface. And they're spaced regularly throughout this floor, and they just extend back so far back that you can't really see them in the back.
But I'm assuming that's where the similarities end because they're not really forges for metal and shit, or are they?
They look like
Is this
someone.
like the Soul Forge?
It looks very similar to what the doors would have used to heat many of the great halls. So a furnace more than a forge.
Okay.
So it obviously you could. It looks like you could just walk right up to them, open a grate on the front, and maybe start using coals or something on the inside to create or produce heat. Or
But these are powered by souls.
you have heard the term be used by a number of people, soul furnace, but it really hasn't connected as to what that actually means. And unlike the furnaces of your hometown, these have this very malignant looking green light coming from inside the slats that are the doors. And
Yeah,
as
that's not
you
weird.
look up, there is grating above, and you can see that this goes up for what ostensibly could be all the way to the top of the tower or at the top of the building. These layers and layers and layers and layers of floors that have grating on them. And within this area, there are a number of stairs that lead up to these, and they look very industrial in that they are purely for function and ugly as sin. A very
So
rough.
cue the heavy bass music too.
Actually,
Never mind. Joking. All right.
I really do wish I had some more mood music, but I haven't found anything that's suitable, and I haven't figured out how to pump it into here yet. So we're just gonna have to let's see if I can find something real quick. Boom, boom.
It's okay. I don't need music. I was joking, like
No,
industrial. Music.
I need the music in order to set this.
Hell with what you want.
Nobody
Yeah, we're just gonna
cares.
mute it.
I love you, New York. Nobody cares.
Anyway, so the area is lit almost entirely by the regularly placed doors leading into these massive pieces of metal and green light. It's all very sickly looking in here. Everything seems to be slightly covered by soot. And as you push farther in, closer and closer to these furnaces, because they start about 30 feet away from the door. I need wisdom saves from Miyamura and Tread.
What?
Hooray!
What?
The crappy one for both of you?
No, wisdom's great.
No. Yeah, my wisdom's fine. I'm just like, but why just us?
Maybe because you're in the front?
Tread! I swear to God.
As Miyamura and Tread, Scala, as you walk into this area, you're reminded of tapping on the glass of this building when you were as birds. And just kind of the memory of what happened kind of shakes you for a little bit, but you're managed to get control of yourself, and it's just kind of leaves you. It makes Tread's scales crawl, and it kind of makes Miyamura start to sweat just a little bit.
If only I could remember what that was.
And you think like you can hear just the barest of a chorus of whispers, like just on the edge of your hearing.
I just kind of give Tread a look, like, did you hear that, or did you get the same feeling?
I sense something, yes.
That's what I thought.
Say that out loud. You can hear
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about?
Hopefully something that is not going to affect us anymore.
So, you're on the base floor of the soul furnace. Is there anything you would like to do?
Burn it to the ground.
It seems to be mostly made out of stonework and steel. So while satisfying,
Hot
it would be
enough
hard.
fire. I'll just pray to, God to do it or something like that. I'm sure one of them would hear me.
And I can literally do that if you want. That's what divine intervention is for.
Let's do it.
We're gonna
What would we have to use?
make sure everyone's out first.
What materials would we have to use in D&D to?
To thermite the place?
Yeah, basically.
Thermite.
That would probably be along the lines of something that Bruno Watt would be used for.
Oh yeah, right. I can't
Or
go all the way to the friggin' world.
there is the ever-loving Crookshank.
Isn't he the strange inventor in this town?
He is the very much an artificer who works with the minstrels. Greer's,
Yeah, that was a long.
Yes.
Greer's group.
Okay, so do we
Well-
want to figure out what actually powers this place to rip that apart, or just burn it all down straight up?
I think they call it a soul furnace for a reason.
I would still
Uh,
like to explore the place, make sure that everyone is out.
I can agree with that part, but the whole learning about it, no. Let's just burn this place. There's nothing good to be learned out of this.
If we learn
We're
about
gonna
it,
look over.
we can
long
stop
as-
the others.
Don't get hurt, you. That's what I mean.
Can't one of you mold stone? Can't you kind of destroy this forge area by changing the way the stone is?
It would take a lot, but maybe.
That would take a very long time
It would.
and many, many spells, and it still may
I
not
just
work.
meant this first little forge area. Maybe if you disrupt it, it'll
I do not want to
not
do
work
that.
anywhere else.
I do not want to do that yet.
Let's check out the whole building first before we do anything.
Okay.
I do not want it falling on top of us.
Now allow me to point out that this little forge area goes for several hundred feet in either direction that you can see,
Yeah.
and keeps going. And going.
So it's like a football. Like
It's probably
Really?
larger than that.
City
Probably
block?
several football fields.
Like these buildings are the first things you see at a distance that keep you fought your way up, comes up to maybe a half or a third of the height of this place.
Right. Should we try upstairs or down first?
Let's see what's in the basement of this place.
Basements always have the strangest shit.
yeah.
Boy, you have no idea.
Down it is.
All right, so you're all going
I'll
down.
lead the way.
Just let me build some things as you guys walk around. Ba-bum-bum. Dun, dun, dun. It's very therapeutic and stuff. Okay, as you guys make your way down into the basement of the soul furnace, this area looks, at least to Lundgren, it looks very familiar, and a bit to Tread as well. It looks like someone took the innards of the Onyx Feldspar, that weird ass airship, and put it down here. Like there are bulkheads, and I keep forgetting the word for the doorways on a ship that can be sealed.
Portcullis?
Not portcullis.
Hat.
Like, yes, hatches. They're built like hatches or bulwarks. And a number of them are closed and sealed, and one of them, particularly down here, is open.
I will peek into it.
Mr. Black or that other guy, I can't remember, knows about this. I believe this is open. I want to go over there.
Okay.
I will peek in.
All right. Inside, let's use gray, because they're like steel doors. Inside the door, you push it open. It's surprisingly heavy for how light it looks. And inside there is like countertops along the entirety. I'm just going to use orange because why not? Or this weird ass peach. There are a number of countertops like strewn throughout the entire room. This looks very much like an artificer's workshop. And in the center there is a it looks like someone took a table and put it on a bunch of cogs and wheels, and it's just tilted at a slight angle with like a footrest at the bottom, like it's supposed to hold something in place. And there are a number of areas that look like there are latches or straps to be placed on either side. Not necessarily a rack. It looks more like what we would think of as an operating table or like a dentist chair.
What was
Is it a gurney?
Not a gurney. Like
Okay.
it looks like an operating table, but it looks like it moves like a dentist chair.
Oh, that's what you meant by move, like it sort of.
Okay,
like,
so
Yes.
they
Okay.
strap people in there, suck their souls out, and it's an industrial kitchen of
I do not want to think about what has happened in this room.
neither do I. Here we are.
It's fairly unlit in here. There's only like a few sources of very pale green light, but there does seem to be what can only be described as a pile of crap in the lower left-hand corner. Not necessarily waste, but there does seem to be a pile of something kind of in the corner.
Ugh. Okay,
Pile
so
of organic or non-organic?
It appears to be organic. If you want to figure out what it is, you'll have to get closer.
I'll get closer.
light spell, and yeah.
Oh, do you know light?
Yeah.
Could you please put it on my shield? It will help us.
All right. I cast light on the shield.
There we go. Now I have a flashlight.
As it streaks out from the shield like this giant searchlight, it lights up a truly horrible scene. Children are piled in the corners, if like wrappers, like they've just been tossed there unceremoniously. There's just this pile of kids.
Rear will immediately turn around and walk out. And you can see her punching a few things outside, punching the walls.
I'm 99% sure Lundgren vomit. I don't know.
Aw.
This is disturbing.
Like bastards.
We should still get them out of here, if we can. So for now, there's not much we.
Get closer to your mic.
What? I am like right up on it.
Yeah, you cut out right at the end, and I could finish the sentence, but it ended. Like yours could be
Why is it
Discord.
doing that?
Because it's Discord. God damn it.
Mental repose on there.
That's not how that works.
Oh, okay.
Okay. There's nothing we can do right now. But we should see what else is in this room. But I will go in if no one else wants to.
I will go.
I
Give
will
them,
also go.
give them a nod and just walk in. Trying to see what else is in here.
As you enter the room farther, you see that there are areas in the floor that look like they would have things clamped to them, as if something that was mobile would be used to be stationary right next to this tilting table. And there's a number of hoses and other things hanging off of it, but the table itself currently is empty. There's a number of beakers and Bunsen burners and all sorts of other alchemical tools strewn across the tables and countertops, and there are a number of closed cabinets that are latched to the ceiling, like cupboards in a kitchen, over the workspaces. And there are a number of sinks as well. Looking over, there doesn't seem to be anything out of place other than the disturbing pile of dead people in the room. It is unclear as to what this entire place is for, other than nefarious purposes.
Okay. So my alchemical training, could I find that part of it is for?
Make me an intelligence check. Are you looking for intelligence, or did you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. There we go. It finally came through. You're able to determine that, for the most part, these are obviously used for experiments. You've not encountered anything like these before. You're more of, I guess we refer to as natural sciences. But you can tell that they're used for researching and possibly distilling things and testing to see. You know some of this equipment. Some of this equipment is for mixing potions and elixirs and other things like that, but the rest of it's like you have no idea what it's for. So it looks like it takes your basic understanding of alchemy and then a step further, and then a step further after that. So it's like, these are machines, these are tools, but I have no idea what the hell they are.
Okay, so they obviously practice alchemy down here of some manner. Something I'm in a way that I'm not familiar with.
Yes.
I know somebody who would be probably, maybe, most likely familiar with it, but he ain't here.
You could always
Get
ask
him.
Glio's friend.
We could ask Crookshank in town, maybe.
I'm sure he could at least figure out some things.
Yeah. Because, like,
Just
this
walk
isn't
back in.
natural. They're doing experiments, but that ain't natural.
This place just needs destroyed.
Yes.
Anybody who would do that to children deserves to have every bone broken one at a time and their skin peeled from their bodies while they still live.
Just as you say that, you hear a loud crash come from what sounds like down the corridor in another room.
Greer's gonna head towards it.
Yeah, same.
All right, let's go.
Okay. The sound has a couple of other things come after it, like a bunch of glass bottles clinking together in a trash bag. And the sound is coming from the closed door up here. Why, Internet? Why must you do this to me? I'm going to disconnect and reconnect. I'll be right back. Of course not. Alright. Well, bear with us as we encounter technical difficulties, as you do when you're on D&D. What will they know? Who knows? But all they do know. It will all change very soon. Okay.
Yay, internet.
I had to restart Discord, so hopefully everything will be better. And I talked ominously towards whoever's watching this in the future. Yeah, I'm going to assume you attempt to open the door. There's a large wheel in the center. It does not
Greer will
respond.
open it.
It does not respond to normal tugging, and he's like, okay. Unscrew the wheel, and the door pushes inward. As you look into this room, you see in the center no, I do not want to make a random pink square. I want to make a very specific salmon-colored square. In the center of this room, you see what can only be described as a large dais. And all these lines and hoses stretch from the ceiling and the walls to the center of this dais, which looks as if it has the torso of a humanoid in the center of it. And you see that the hoses are attached rhythmically and periodically up the arms and the torso and the head, specifically the sides and back of this thing in the center. And there is a platter of what looks to be cups and a few other things that are in front of it that are tipped over, and there's a kettle lying on the ground to its right, which is roughly about here.
I will investigate the torso on the table.
Yeah, I'm showing the leg that's still on my shield. I'm trying to edit details, but
Okay, so it's not lying down. It is like someone was sitting, but it stops at their waist.
No head, arms, just torso.
It does have a head, and it does have what appeared to be arms as well. And when you came in, its head was turned as if it was looking at that platter or that teapot that fell over. As you walk forward, its head very jerkily turns toward you,
Oh, jeez.
almost like a really, really poorly made mannequin or a puppet.
What are you?
What are you? And his head jerks quizzically, very similar to how Tread sometimes does, but with even less coordination.
Makes sense, or I'll end your unnatural life that much quicker.
And it kind of looks at its left hand, and it very clumsily closes it, kind of like a claw. I know not. I exist. Yet I don't know why. And kind of looks between its hands, still in that very unsettling, jerking motion.
I'm gonna put a hand on Grimly's shoulder.
Yes.
This, whatever it is, cannot harm us.
Neither. It doesn't look like a wizard can harm you, and yet they can wield spells. You don't know if this thing can or not.
One
I'm
of his
gonna like step up towards it.
one of his arms kind of shoots forward at maximum extension and stops, almost as if it's trying to point at something. My cup.
Is it?
Would you
Yep.
hand? And its wrist kind of twitches, and his hand closes rapidly. I can't hear you.
Just
You are rather quiet. But
Yeah, I can hear just fine.
I am literally like on my mic. Like,
I just think it's Discord getting all robotic. That's all. Hello? Hang on. Well, tonight is just the night for a lot of weird-ass crap. Hopefully, we'll be able to overcome. Because, while I'm greatly enjoying being creepy, I much prefer to be able to hear the people I'm talking to being creepy towards react to it, so I can, Dungeon Master. Yeah, damn it. Yes, so this is one of those interesting times where it's a bit of a pain doing things online.
set your modem, dude.
What? When's the last time you reset the modem, Ty?
What?
I very
That's
I very
Feeling
much
chair.
hate this. But it's on par for the course.
Yeah,
Which I could possibly do that, but I did it a couple of days ago. Just might do it again. Is that basically be cut right now if I were to do that?
Yeah, it definitely would be cut.
Yeah, okay.
So, I'm assuming you're going to pick up and hand one of the cups to the thing.
I picked up. If there, I heard you said there was a kettle. Is there, or is that the cup?
There are a couple of cups on like a platter in front of it, just out of its reach.
Oh.
But yes.
Oh, okay, I see now. Before handing it to him, ask him, "What? Do you have a name?"
Its head kind of jerks, and it looks like there's a question on its seemingly empty face. And it just kind of looks at you like it doesn't understand the question.
Do you know what the name is?
Its head jerks side to side.
What did the people here call you?
1, 5, 3.
Alright. 1, 5, 3. What did they do to you?
Its head jerks again, only on the opposite side, as if it doesn't understand.
When will you be home?
Its head jerks the other way.
I'm gonna go hand it its cup.
It kind of it seizes the cup very gracefully. It just whole hands it.
I'm gonna do my best to make sure it doesn't spill again.
The cup is actually just empty, and it brings it to itself. It grasps it with both hands, and it's surprising that it actually can get this with some accuracy. Brings it to where its lips would be, and like full-on 6-year-old head turns it back, like it's chugging it, despite the fact that there was nothing in that cup, and it just brings the cup down to about mid-chest, and says, "Thank."
You're welcome.
And it just kind of slams the cup down in front of it and releases. Brings its arms kind of back up, a little bit like C-3PO. You are not from here, are you?
No, I'm not.
Where? And he very jerkily outlines his own face with his right arm. Where? Fixer.
Fixo.
Fixer. And he kind of taps one hand against the other. And you see the other one just kind of bursts forward as if it is a little bit even more delayed than its general motion entirely. Fix. And he taps his left forearm with his right hand again. Still very jerkily.
Do you need fixing?
His left hand turns so that the palm faces down, and you see that there appears to be a number of cables that are missing, like they've been pulled out of the sockets that they go into. And he turns his head jerkily to one side, and you see that there's a couple of other ones that aren't fully connected, and there's definitely one missing. Fix.
Does it seem like those cables or whatever are here?
There are definitely
Just
some.
unattached?
There seems to be several loose ones hanging from the ceiling. Maybe one additional one, then there are holes that are empty.
Give me one moment. I will try and fix you. And I'm gonna go to everyone else. I am not sure what to make of it. I'm trying to kind of keep my voice a little low so it doesn't hear me.
Hey, well, I don't think any of us are either. You know.
I am confused.
Hmm?
I do not understand what it is.
I do not either, but it needs fixing. At least that is what it says.
You just hear clang, clang as it hits his arm again and kind of looks to see if anything's changed.
I mean, I guess we could just plug in the wires randomly. That might have a terrible consequence, you know, but
I thought the same thing. That is why I do not want to, but perhaps you could figure it out.
perhaps I could figure it out.
We? I mean, yes.
Maybe we should go back and get that mechanic-looking guy.
The artificer from town.
He may have more luck figuring it out than us.
But
Just had
I have no idea
somehow-
where he's at right now.
Can we find somebody to find him?
Clang, clang, clang.
Looking at it, can I make a roll to see if I can figure out which one might go where? Like which ones might not have as much. Might be a little bit shinier that they were already connected.
Yeah, would be an intelligence check. You want me to roll that for you?
Give me a second. I'm just trying to open up my character. It's being a pain in the ass. I just got parked.
Nice.
That's why I was hoping Lundgren might do it.
Oh, who
Either
has
way,
the-
it's going to be an intelligence.
I was
Is
gonna
Lundgren
say,
gonna assist me?
yeah.
Or you can assist
Sure.
him, depending on whose intelligence is better.
You have an intelligence bonus over 0.
I have a +1.
Okay, then would it be better for him to assist me? Because I have a 0 bonus for that. So
No, he has the better bonus.
okay, so he'll assist me.
No, you'll assist him.
I'll assist him. Dang it!
Oh my god.
I'm assisting him.
All right. So with the advantage you thankfully get from being assisted, you manage to figure out which of the cables go into its arm and which go into its head. There's only one left over, but there doesn't seem to be any port, and it doesn't really seem like it reaches anything on the torso thing. Or sorry, on 153. And after you connect the things, it's still jerkily moving around, but it seems there are these very dark purple lights that come on where its eyes would be, almost as very slits. And now that there's a bit of a glow there, it looks very similar to Sledge, the Warforged that you encountered. But
Try
it's,
to rip.
You want to say something, Ty?
No, that's it. That's it.
It looks
He's
very similar,
cutting up
like
so
a. It looks similar, but like a different design. Thank you. I feel better. And it reaches out a hand, and it kind of fumbles for yours, like it's trying to shake it. And then it just kind of gives
Okay.
up and like acts like that's good enough. It's like it seems very foreign to it. You are not. You are new fixer, but not one that has made before. Where is he?
You know your fixer's name.
Yes, fixer.
What does he look like?
What does he look like? Yes.
He slams his hand against his chest. Bong.
He looks like you?
Yes. He is not soft. And he kind of reaches out towards your face. Not soft metal. And he kind of points down to the lower part of your helmet. All metal. And he brings his
Okay.
arm back.
A metal person.
Yes, metal fixer. He has been gone. And it looks, and you can see this really, really sad attempt to count on its fingers, which is just him smacking his hands together on slightly lower parts of the hand. Many days. Know
Are you
where
sure?
he went?
Are you sure there was nothing that other people called him?
I would not know. He is the only one I have seen in here for quite some time.
Well, we will try and find them.
What was Fixer doing to you here in this room?
What?
He looks down at his hands, and he kind of looks, and just kind of slumps forward in an attempt to look at where his legs should be, and sits upright. Legs! And he points toward yours. He was giving legs. That way, I won't sit here and wait for him. He made others. That is why I am 153. Or he made others after. And maybe I broke. And that is why I am 153.
You do not remember if you became broken? Anything before being in this room?
You were really, really quiet, man. But I can hear you, but she can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm using the other microphone. Is that better?
That's
Yeah.
much better.
And you just hear as it attempts to think. No. And it kind of looks up at the sky. And it just kind of freezes there, but you can see it's still there.
I don't know what he asked.
Yes, if he remembered if he was broken, or why he was broken.
Okay.
Why
Do you know?
are
Do you know how
you
long you've been in this one?
235 days?
So a long time.
Is that long?
You can remember how long you've been in this room, but you can't remember how many days it's been since you've seen Fixer.
It has been 14 days.
Person. So long before all of this went down.
What is this?
Well,
There were very bad people who were hurting the people of this city, and we helped stop that.
Is his work still working? He made others like me, and he taps his chest again. But they moved quite easily. Unlike, and he extends his still very C-shaped hand, and he just kind of clacks it closed and open a couple of times.
Did he call the others something else?
Yes,
What did he call them?
their numbers.
No other designation like Sentinel or anything like that?
No, there was 2, 6, 3, and 4. Maybe
4?
7, 8, 6, 4, 2, 9 knows.
That is quite a few numbers.
There are quite a few of them.
There is unfortunately not much we can do. We cannot give you legs.
He kind of droops at that.
We could kill you, but that is about it. And I don't know if you can be away from all of this, as she points to the cables and stuff, for very long.
I think you're right. He kind of looks at the cable some more. Perhaps it is time for a rest cycle.
A rest cycle?
How can we
Yes.
help you do that?
Well, you see, and he's a little smoother now that you've put the cables back, but not as smooth as like as you guys are. Perhaps, and he turns his head very jerkily to the side and indicates a central wire or tube that goes kind of at the base of his skull. Perhaps remove the coupling. And he turns and looks
How
back
long
at you.
does it need to be removed in order to give you a rest cycle?
Well, that depends on the rest's time.
Will you be alright if we disconnect that cable from you?
I should be.
Well, we could take him to the artificer, and maybe he could help him.
You would have to bring the artificer here.
Yeah.
I think
Which
he's
means
saying we
two
could
ghosts.
disconnect him and take him there.
We could. That depends on how much he weighs.
I could kill you. You said it is time for a rest cycle. Yes?
Okay, so if we unplug the wire he indicated, right, then we would have to unplug everything else, leave all that here,
That is why
but then it's like
I'm
we have to leave that
saying.
here and then go that other guy. Okay.
Lindgren. That is why I'm saying we need to bring Cruikshank's ear.
Yeah, but then he has to be protected from whatever you and Tread were talking about, doesn't he, or not?
I do not think so.
It did not affect any of you, did it?
No. Okay.
Do
So, but then nobody knows where Crookshank is. We can get in touch with the minstrels. Maybe they could find him.
Would you like a rest, 153?
will the fixer return?
We don't know, but we can possibly get you a new one.
We will look for him.
Then perhaps a rest would be nice.
Alright, then. And I'm just gonna go to the one he indicated and carefully unplug it. Good night.
As you do that, it just slumps, like full dead body drop.
Should we really keep an abomination like that alive?
Why is he an abomination?
If you're stitched together from body parts.
Does not appear that he was, just artificially made.
He's like all. Is he all? I didn't quite catch a lot of transcription at the head of this. Is he all metal?
He's all metal.
Okay. So he's. I've seen others like him that function a lot more fluidly. I describe Sledge.
I will remind you that when the Sentinel went after Mr. Black and Tread sent his Velociraptors at them, there were a number of Warforged that looked kind of similar to this with him.
Okay.
You're cutting out
I don't
bad, dude.
remember there being any Warforged, but okay.
It was really quickly before you guys jumped into the tower.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't.
you had just
remember-
said creatures, I thought.
Yeah, you did not say Warforged.
I like remember the darts, right?
Mm-hmm.
That Mr. Black blocked with his hat and his jacket, and then that to me I can't remember because that was the end of it for me. And then we went elsewhere.
There were 4 metallic-looking figures, about the size
but-
of men, that were with the Sentinel.
From what you described, it was just like armor.
Is that the creepy guy in coat that was like stabbing people? It was like really accurate with everything. Is that them?
The-
What?
Shit, I just made a realization.
Okay.
The Sentinel is the fixer. At least that's what my
Oh.
mind went to.
And that's also where my mind went to, but we can't really do anything about that.
Right.
He did say
Because
all
we
metal
are-
man.
That
Can
he
I
was
make
all
that
metal.
connection?
What?
Can
What?
he make
Can
that
I-
connection?
You could make the connection that an all-metal man is what he talks about.
And that the Sentinels we've heard are all metal.
The
I was wondering if I
Sentinels
could make
you've
the connection.
the Sentinels you've heard about seem to be made, but they don't necessarily sound like they're made out of metal.
Okay, so if we
Okay.
could get, oh, he's not here either. We could, Bruno might know something, or Cruikshank, or the guy whose name I can't remember. Damn it, was with Mr. Black when we first were gonna ride on the Onyx. That dwarf who was like the
Oh.
cleric or not. the clerical guy.
Are you talking about the guy who's most definitely not in this city?
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
It's Sky something. Hang on, let me check my notes.
Skythorn?
Skythorn sounds right.
Ulrich Skythorn?
Let me check.
So,
Yeah, him. He could fix him.
Could
Maybe.
he though?
I said maybe.
It is no use standing around talking about it. Let's finish looking through.
Yeah, we'll come back. You can mark the rumors.
Okay.
God, that was
As you make your way through the rest, yeah, it's Ulrich Skythorn. There we go. Yay! You make your way through the rest of the underground part of the Soul Forge, and they look very similar to just depressing copies of the same room, but with less piles of dead bodies and less jerky, half-finished Warforged. Do you explore the rest of the facility?
only to
Yes.
find out if there are other people here that need to be saved.
we're fixed.
Yeah. Or fixed, yeah.
We will go upstairs now in this wing.
Okay. Why am I getting random friend requests from that guy? Anyway, you spend the next several hours making your way throughout the entirety of the Soul Furnace. There doesn't appear to be anything left. As the farther you get up the levels, the more covered in soot it gets, and the areas where the furnaces have access to them get fewer and fewer. Eventually you get to the highest point where it kind of mushrooms out into a number of chimneys that are then funneled into two large openings on the roof of the facility. At any point, do any of you touch any part of these furnaces?
Touch them? No.
No.
Okay.
Hell no.
They're evil. I'm not touching them.
Okay, so you find no one else. Although the higher you get, the feeling is if someone is whispering at you gets more intense. And you can
As we
see
go higher up,
as you go higher up, and there's also a number of very large windows that are very much smoked up and covered in that soot that you can still kind of see out of them. And you can see the entirety of Loburn just stretch out before you. There's only windows on the eastern side. Everywhere else is either taken up by small scaffolds or the furnaces themselves. Because the furnaces take up almost the entire west side of the Soul Furnace complex, shall we refer to it. And there only seems to be able to be service from the north, south, and east sides, but are kind of flush with the wall. As you make your way back to the foyer, there's just the unsettling thought that perhaps all of this ash was someone at some point.
yep.
Oh yeah, I kind of knew that. I've
Jeez.
resigned myself to that.
And
that
it's stuck
fact.
to your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Well, at least we now know that there's no one else in here. Do we find any more bodies?
You find no other bodies.
Okay.
The Lost Battalion still stands vigil outside of the soul furnace as you emerge. And there are a number of other people who kind of like seem like they were watching for you to come out because, you know, this group of weird people just went inside one of the most imposing buildings of horror that this whole town has. You know, that's not something inconsequential.
Probably wanted to make sure we made it out okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, we need to find some of the minstrels to see if Crookshank. Well, we can check his shop first, but if he's not there, we'll have to find some of the other minstrels to meet up with him and get him over here to look at that machine downstairs.
Now that we're outside, are there any animals around?
You can look for some.
Let's see. 8%.
There's some rats and some doves and some ravens.
I'm going to ritual cast. Where'd it go? Animal messenger on one of the doves. And I'm going to send it to Crookshanks, asking him to meet us. Where should I tell him to meet us?
does he know where the furnace is?
Yeah.
I point in the air, like almost straight up.
Okay, as long as he knows where the furnace is, you can tell him to meet us here.
I believe everyone knows where the furnace is.
Tell Crookshanks to meet us at the furnace, and I throw it into the air.
Ooh, it almost falls back down because it's not used to being grabbed and then tossed. But it
I
then...
mean, you know, like someone releasing a bird,
oh.
not like actually throwing.
Use gentle. Gentle.
I just imagine Tread like flower girling it. Just like... It's like, be
Oh.
free!
I like
I
that
know,
better.
Ted.
That's what
Just
happened.
Just eat it in here.
Now.
Fly, little one. And it's like, whoop. Oh, flying.
I eat it.
If I beats it, I eats it. Yeah. As you make that impressive display of tossing a bird into the air, you see someone pushing through the people who are still kind of gathered together, and a very harried-looking, but very much alive, Isra pushes his way through them and goes, "There you are!" And he kind of rushes up and gives Lundgren a big old hug and that weird, like, European kiss on each side of the face thing, even though Lundgren has that huge-ass helmet on his head. Thank goodness you're okay.
Thank
Hello.
goodness you are okay.
Yeah, I am fine. Just think something as little as the invasion of an entire city would keep me. Yes, your thoughts were down. If you thought yes, then you thought wrong.
Apparently. Where is... I suddenly forgot his name. I was literally just about to
Mr.
say
Black?
it, and it
Mr.
left.
Black.
Thank you.
Black.
Where is Mr. Black?
Gus is around here somewhere. He kind of looks around and passes his hand through his lusciously black hair. I have not seen him, but I have been, coordinating things, and this is a bit harder than I expected. I've been in the taking of many towns and many other things as well, but this is the first time I would admit that an army of demons, and he looks and does the I'm watching you thing towards the Lost Battalion, assisted in the taking of the town, but I'll take what I can get.
Believe me, I am not happy about that either.
Oh, it seems as they're even less happy about it. I have seen many a. Yeah, he kind of searches for the word. Gantivos soldier being cut down brutally by these people. But they're kind of assholes, so it all evens out in the end. But we have other business to take care of. You, small one, the one that punches things, yes?
That is what he
can also
does.
throw things.
You
Wanna
can toss
see?
whatever you want, but I got the request that you have for the
Mithril
artificer.
gauntlets.
Not so not entirely mithril. They have bits of mithril put so you can actually just beat on a fool, I believe is the term.
Mirror's eyes light up.
Oh yes,
You can
yes,
see
yes,
him
yes.
just hopping back and forth from feet going, gimme, 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 gimme.
No, do not be the naughty little child. What are the magic words? And do not hit me, or I will stab you.
I will hit you in the nuts if you don't give them to me.
That's not it. I will still stab you if you do that.
Gliel,
What is the magic word?
I give him the
I
mom
will,
look.
I will not hurt you, Isra. I will not even throw or punch you. I promise.
Okay.
The world you are looking for starts with a P, Gliel.
So what is not penis?
No.
No, you are not having my penis.
You're not having mine either.
Thank all the gods.
What is penis?
We'll
That's
have that
right.
conversation later.
That's right. Lizardfolk are quite interesting. I spent a year with some of them for about 5 years ago. It was quite an interesting experience. But the word is please, and I will assume that you already gave it. And here are your gauntlets. And he holds out what looks like
did
a
not.
little set of the hand wraps that you had ordered, and they look like children's mittens in size, but they do not look cute. So there you go. And he pats you on the top of the
Thank
head.
you.
No.
I
You
go to
do
kick
know
him
how
in
to
the
say
shit.
thank you.
If he pats me on the head, I kick him in the shit.
That was patronizing, yes. But the other thing, I have some. He pats his pockets on his equally luxurious coat and reaches in and pulls out 3,000 GP diamonds. These are all I could find. These are all I was given. But you wanted diamonds, yes?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, yes. It took some time to go shopping, but surprisingly easy when everyone's worrying about killing each other. They don't ask Isra, why are you taking these gems from this store? Why are you opening the cash register? Why are you taking all of our gold? They don't ask these stupid questions anymore because they're too busy bleeding out in the corner after trying to stab me. And a large demon man comes and stabs them instead. It's a marvelous time to shop.
I did not know that is how shopping goes.
That is not how shopping
Not how
goes.
shopping goes normally.
Oh, I thought I was doing it wrong.
No, you're fine. As always, thank you.
What
You
Isra's
are
referring
very
to is
much
what
welcome.
commonly referred to as robbery.
No, I believe in this context it is looting.
Ah, okay. A subtle distinction. You got me there.
True,
I am familiar with looting.
but
Of course you are.
Of course,
I'm-
we don't have to explain that one to you.
I also managed to get some sandwiches, but I ate some, so I cannot share them with you.
Okay.
You guys just noticed Greer putting on the new hand wraps, and you can just see his eyes light up in thought of the viciousness they will be used in.
When
How
Jester
many
says he
people-
ate the sandwiches, Tread just looks a little bit sad. If he could look sad.
Oh, no, no, no. Do not be sad, my friend. We will get something to eat together. And he puts his hands on either side of Tread's face and just kind of gives him a scritch in his very large dragon beard.
I
Do
forgot
not
about
worry.
that. Is that
He probably got prickled a little bit there.
Do not worry.
That's beard is permanent, correct?
As long as he wears the belt.
I hope so.
Okay.
It is now.
It should be.
I
We
totally
will
forgot
eat.
about that.
When all this blows over a little bit, you know.
Have you seen Crookshanks?
A peg leg?
I
Did
think
he have
so.
a picnic?
Yeah. Artificer.
He had a peg leg.
Yeah.
Then yes. Have you not seen him?
I've been busy. You know, that happens.
Didn't try to send a bird to find him. Why don't we just wait for that?
Yes,
Yeah,
the bird I
it's
sent
the
will find
messenger.
him.
So, the little birdie told you, eh? Yeah.
And
I told the little bird.
in this case,
Yes.
yes, a little bird will tell him, but that is. I do not understand.
Well, there is there's a rumor that I hear that there is perhaps a vault of some sort underneath the city, somewhere in the sewers. Would any of you like to check it out? No?
Why would we do that now?
You don't
What's the
seem
battle?
you are standing around doing nothing when I find you. The city is at peace. There is some fire, but no one seems to be burned or burned at the stake specifically. There does not seem to be much of anything left to do.
Mister, maybe you
You cut out.
maybe you want to go in and see what we saw inside the furnace. That is not a pretty.
No, what is a pretty sight? Me. But I'll take a look. And he goes inside. And it takes about 20 minutes
Okay.
later. It's like, we're not talking about it at all. No.
No.
And he just kind of walks very hurriedly off. You hear some retching in the distance.
I'd imagine so.
So I do have. If we are waiting here for Crookshanks, oui?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
It's the
will.
bird.
I will be around, but I need to help with possible funeral rites. So I will be here, hopefully within earshot, but I need to go do that and help the wounded. And she'll give like a little, just a bow, and head off to help the wounded and possibly gentle repose some people.
Rest gently,
So
damn it!
So they can't become undead mostly, but yeah.
Then stay down.
So yeah, gentle repose and funeral rites.
There are obviously a number of people who need it. It does seem as if the Lost Battalion has been burning bodies. Quite a lot of them. But they've been just using the streets. Probably another 20 to 30 minutes passes, and the rest of you see an individual kind of limping his way along. Dirty smock of an apron on still, his hair, what hair he might have is underneath the bandana, and Crookshank hobbles up to you with the thunk, thunk, thunk of his peg leg. I hear you have a little birdie told me you'd be here.
Yeah. Indeed.
It
We're
wasn't
just gonna go up to him and just look at him and go, thank you, as he makes his little fist, and you just see the mithril shining in his eyes.
Ah, I see you forgot yet. Alright. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Okay. Why am I here? The
We
bird
found
wasn't
a metal
specific.
man under the fort.
There's a partially formed warforge in the basement.
That sounds like a weird thing to keep in the basement.
Yeah.
Well,
And we were wondering if you knew enough about Warforged, if you could possibly fix him.
they're not like cattle. You do realize that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not good to eat.
He just kind of gives a slant eye at Greer.
I don't think that's what he means.
Faster I get this taken care of, faster I get back to my lab. Okay. And he goes inside, and
I'll take him down there and direct him.
well, that's a metal man. He kind of goes and he kind of prods around him a little bit. I haven't had a lot of these guys open. Oh, hey, this thing seems to be unplugged. Hello. Oh, God, that's creepy. You are
Yeah,
new.
he said he.
Yeah, I am. He kind of looks at whoever's down there with him like, what do I do now? I
Talk with him.
153. Good for you. Good for you. They tell me you need a fixer. Yes. The fixer. Alright. Alright.
When you gotta roleplay with yourself.
He just...
The life of a DM.
Crookshank just kind of licks his lips a little bit like, how in the hell am I going to do this? You know what's wrong? I have no legs. That's obvious. Anything else? And he just kind of the 153 seems to like slam his hand into the lower part of his jaw like he's miming thinking. Ah, you're the coordination. Okay. Perhaps a longer rest cycle is needed. Rest cycle?
I'll reach up and unplug the back of. That's rest cycle.
Oh, okay.
He's not all there if you can't tell.
Yeah, it's more coherent than some of the people I deal with. Alright, let's try this one more time. He plugs it back in. Ah, you're still here. Yes? I'm still here. So you think the longer rest cycle is gonna help you? How long? How long of a rest cycle you think you need before you... Do you fix yourself? I don't know. Do you fix yourself? It just kind of cocks his head back and forth. You could take that as a no. As long as possible? And you see Crookshank just kind of like that gif from Castle where he's like, like he thinks he's realized something, but he really doesn't want to say it. Tell me, 153. Would it bother you if I unplug that cord and don't plug it back in? No. Do you want me to unplug that cord and not plug it back in? It kind of looks down like it's pondering. It's for the best. Yes? I think it is. He reaches up and pulls the cord. And the 153 slumps again. Oh, that's gonna stick with me.
So you don't want to try and fix it?
I don't think he wants to be fixed.
Okay. So we just bury him down here?
Maybe. I don't want to plug him back in. Because that's just... I felt that was kind of final, you know? Like, you just finished a project and you don't want to touch it ever again. Perhaps it's best that 153 doesn't get his legs. And no one else sees 153.
Okay, should we dismantle what we can then? And leave it so it cannot be reconnected?
Yeah, let's unplug him. And he starts unplugging all the... There's like 20 different things plugged into this poor thing.
I'll help.
Let's see if we can lay him back. And he kind of pushes him so that he's... He tries to push him so that he's like lying on his back, and you just hear pop. Okay, I think I broke something. I'm really glad I'm not plugging him back in. Well,
Yeah, he just might have a bad day if he got plugged back in.
I think he was already having a bad day. Oh, okay. Oh, why is my knee throbbing? Okay. And he just walks back up. He walks back up the stairs, just kind of like rubbing around the knee on his left leg, which is the one with the peg on it.
Were there
okay.
any books in this room? Any like papers or anything?
No, there doesn't seem to be anything research-wise left in the room.
Or like
Okay.
annuals is probably what he's looking for.
No, it's you would expect to see a lot of documentation and other things in a research lab, even magically speaking, but this place looks like most of that has been taken away. And it's just like the raw materials have been left and the machinery.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go back to my workshop.
We do
Okay,
need
thanks for your
to
help.
blow up the forge at some point.
I don't think I have anything to make this thing go.
I think I know somebody who does, but he's not here.
Well, that doesn't help us now, does it?
No.
Well, seeing as this is no longer my problem, you all have a good rest of the day. My leg's hurting. I gotta go. Alright. I'll be at
Thanks for
my
your help.
workshop. Yep. And he clops away. A very slow, not too awkward exit. You roboted hard.
Can you hear me?
Barely. Ba, ba, ba. Welcome back.
Is that any better?
Yes.
Any of you faithful types want to see if your deity might want to help get rid of this place?
That'd be me and Moira.
ice cream, and then she was tending to the dead.
I
So you
swear
can
to
ask
God. Mia was
I
not
could-
getting that.
I could see Myanmar stopping in the middle of it, going, "Ooh, that's something new I haven't tried."
She'll probably get it afterwards, but anyway. She's
Ice
either way,
cream?
she's not there right now.
I was gonna say, I knew you were there.
Well, perhaps we should go find her, and maybe looks around at the Lost Legion or whatever the hell they're called. Get rid of some of the occupying force.
So you guys look for Mia.
Yeah.
Do they find
It's
you?
one of the demons where Zoltar is as well. And I'll say the name in kind of a, where is he? Don't really want to see him, but we need.
The commander is somewhere in the city. He was captured as such some time ago, but from all accounts, he has been released. Perhaps
That really doesn't help as to where he's at.
you should try one of the drinking establishments. I believe they mentioned the keg.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Does he have a bodyguard force there?
Are you asking the demon this?
Yes.
That is not my duty. I am tasked with guarding the furnace.
Okay. And we'll go find Mia Moira. And once we find her, the cake. You can see just Greer just tapping his knuckles together. I might get to try these out.
Does
Bad
he
idea.
Did he say that out loud where I could hear it?
He says it under his breath, so maybe you might hear it. I don't know.
Do I have to make a roll?
No, you don't hear it.
What's your
Yeah.
passive?
My passive what?
Perception.
Perception. No,
Probably trash.
I'll say, but there are actually passive of pretty much every skill, so
Or-
yeah.
or find that out at.
It says passive underneath all your skills.
It's 10 plus whatever perception bonus you have.
And plus my perception bonus, which is I can't
literally-
freaking find it. 2. There we go.
Oh my god, Ty. Just
Underneath
open
all of your skills,
open
it's
your
the
character
passive
sheet.
perceptions at
Left
the
hand
bottom.
side, above your
Wisdom
alchemist.
perception.
Yeah.
Okay, it says 12.
Okay, yeah, no, you don't hear that.
Okay.
I do. Mine's 19.
Okay.
Jesus.
Bad idea.
All Ty hears is metal clinging together, just like
Some silly reason this is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Okay, so you guys make your way to the keg.
Oh, did we find Mia Moira?
I would assume you've already found Mia Moira.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You found
I'm still in the middle of doing like funeral rites and stuff.
well, she can,
Unless there enough time went by that I could be done.
it's been like 30 to 40 minutes to an hour. You had
You're-
another hour to 20, another 20 minutes on top of that. You've been at this for a long time. Most of the ones who seem to need it are either... Oh, that's right. You were stepped away. A lot of the demon Lost Battalion have burned a lot of the bodies of the people they killed. And have been just doing so continually. So the people
Well,
that
I'm
you're...
not.
The people that you're using that on are the ones who did not survive in the shanty town during the assaults, and there's not as many of them as you would expect.
Okay, for gentle repose, that's like 10 minutes, and then funeral rites is an hour ceremony.
Okay, so
So as long as it's been like at least an hour.
it's been about that.
Okay. Then yes. She probably would have been looking for you guys at this point. And just bumped
Okay.
into each other.
Boop.
So you all.
Yep.
You always had the way with Welds. I give him a pat on the head.
Bong bong.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, we go.
The cave. We need to get these demons out of here now. And they said Zoltar might be there.
All right,
And as
as long
he
as
says Zoltar's name, you just see his fists clang together a little bit.
there is no more fighting.
And
He hangs
nobody
his head
dies.
a little bit.
Okay. So you guys make your way to the keg. There are 2 of the Lost Battalion soldiers standing on either side of the door. You enter in, you see the keg. Keg himself.
Mr. Keg.
Mr. King.
Just, he's in his normal, he's in a different chair than normal. He's by the bar instead of where he is generally holding court, which is a bit farther back in one of the more private booths. And there's no one else in here except for this the malignant teenage-looking dude and the Tempest King himself.
Oh, nice.
Well, hello. I see you returned.
Yep.
Is this
That
the
we
Tempest
have.
King?
No, this is
Same.
most definitely Keg.
Okay.
Can I get you something to
Happy
drink?
to see you safe.
Believe me, I'm happy to see myself
Whiskey?
safe.
Gear's eyes go wide and go, whiskey.
One small whiskey coming up.
Are you old enough for
Large.
whiskey? No. Are you old enough for whiskey?
I'm 30.
Is that old enough for halflings?
If you're old enough to kill, you're old enough to drink.
He does have a point.
Is that I do not know if that is how it works.
I was
Yes.
drinking earlier and you didn't say anything.
You will?
Well,
Yes, dinner. Dinner the other night.
I didn't realize that was. Alright.
well, children do a lot of things underneath their parents' noses. I certainly got away with a lot worse when I was a child.
I've heard the stories. And if even a quarter of them are true, you should have got a lot more spanking.
I get plenty of spanking. Thank you very much.
God, don't turn into Isra, otherwise I might have to beat it out of you.
Are you sure he would not like that?
Why would he like that?
I
I'll
said
tell you when you're
don't
old
turn
enough to-
into Isra.
Please, that's the tiefling. The tiefling with the horns, the silver eyes.
Yes.
He wishes he was me.
Well,
I'm going
we
with
have
Tempest King.
we cleared out the tower, and that was quite a bit of fun.
Hey, whatever you enjoy, I say do it all you want. I'm just here to sell booze and have very weird guests, and he indicates the Tempest King and Zulthar in my place. There's not much of business going on anymore, but it is what it is.
It'll pick back up.
That's why I can't find him in my notebook. He's in a different notebook.
Oh dang.
I have a notebook for, like places, like shops. This is not the right one. And then I have. This is also not the right one. I also have like 30 notebooks around here, where I've kept some of them in line. I think. Nope, nope, nope. That's not the right one either. Is this the right one? Oh, no, this is the right one. Okay. So, this is the keg. Loburn keg. Yes. There we go. There he is. So, Loburn.
Did they look like they were being good? Like not messing with the people, with other...
Who are you talking to?
You,
Oh, me?
the
Oh.
DM.
Oh, the DM? Are you talking about the Lost Battalion?
Yes, were any of the demons acting out?
No, they
Like,
they they seem very reserved in regards to there is the presence there, and it's mostly just them standing around looking intimidating.
Greer will look over at Zoltar. Thank you for keeping your troops in line.
But it's time for them to leave.
You might have needed them at some point. But unlike the rest of your rabble, we actually follow our orders. Once the city is confirmed to be secured, I will send them away.
What's this I hear about you getting captured?
Yes, you have Lundgren to thank for that. That key. It was such a high price to open that door that I was in a weakened state. Thank you very much. And some of the Hell Knights managed to capture me. Thankfully, and he turns and looks at the Tempest King, someone has a head on their shoulders and managed to come and save me from my captors. Unlike, I'm sure some of you would have gladly seen me not come back.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Greer will look up at Lundgren. Thank you.
Hey, I just had people telling me I puked up a key. I got nothing to do with it. Almost nothing.
It came from you. You get the gratitude.
Either way, I have other places to be because I do not want to be anywhere where you are. And I think you can agree with that. And he gets up and he just kind of stomps out of the keg.
Bye.
Hey, Zoltar, if you ever want to spar, just straight up fist fight, come see me.
You feel what feels like a kick in the pants from out of nowhere. And Zulfa just doesn't turn around, just leaves.
I charge him and punch him.
I grabbed Greer before he
What
can.
now?
I just grabbed Greer by the back of his shirt.
I will dodge it.
You want to die?
You gotta wait to see what I'm gonna do, if he lets me.
Are you
What
rolling
do I do to-
athletics?
What do I roll?
Roll me some athletics.
Okay, I'll roll athletics.
Haven't we gone over this?
Yeah.
It's a dodge.
Oh,
Oh, shit!
So mom grabs you by the collar.
I actually wasn't gonna punch him. I was actually gonna be kind of nice. And just
She didn't know that.
tap him on the head and
Just
say,
gonna
tag,
tap
he's
him on
it.
the shoulder.
I was gonna just go, tag, you're it. I promised I wouldn't hit him anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He did.
He kind of stops. Zolthar stops and turns. Do you really want to play tag?
If you escalate, I will too.
What is tag?
A game. A game where they chase each other.
Zolthar just
Hunting?
Anyway,
No, not really. No.
And Zoltar, thank you for your use of your troops.
You're welcome. And he just
Have
walks.
a good day.
You as well. And he walks off. And the two Lost Battalion troops go with him.
Out of character, I really was not planning on hitting him.
like I would know that.
Oh no,
Like
you
me,
would
I
not.
would
You
know
did,
that.
you did the right damn thing.
Oh yeah, if you would have dodged that and got closer, the soldiers would have drawn and blocked your path very
Probably would
quickly.
have cut down and let's just not.
Yeah. Well, Greer has to draw up another character. He's screwed.
So the Tempest King's just kind of sitting there in his chair. You see one of his arms is heavily bandaged, and he is very much patched up all over.
Are you in need of more healing?
That would be nice.
Okay, and I'm gonna put some cure wounds into him.
It just...
I think I have to put more than usual, right?
What did we figure out? Like, from a distance it works?
It seems like only Healing Word is the only thing that works on him.
Okay, then I'll do healing word.
I will also do Healing Word.
There we go.
Second
Let's
level.
double up the healing word.
I feel a lot better. You need to get some of that tension out of your shoulders.
What?
Saying that to. What?
Keg just says that from behind the bar as the Tempest King just kind of leans back in his chair.
Tread, how the fuck did we get the same thing?
I do
Magic.
not know.
What the fuck?
18.
That is weird.
Keg gives you one.
Nah.
Jesus.
So it goes.
Sorry,
It
the
goes from.
cat's going crazy.
It goes from like one of those half shots to like a highball glass.
Ooh.
It still only has like 2 fingers in it though.
Now look at him and go more.
Yes, for a larger glass, not a larger drink.
No. Whiskey is made to be enjoyed. This is a very old vintage. This is very good whiskey. Enjoy it.
Oh,
Let it
okay.
simmer. We put these in small amounts so that we appreciate many more drinks.
Greer will take the highball glass, swirl it around, take a whiff of it, and then take a sip.
It's very good whiskey. It's very smooth.
He's learning.
There we go.
And the large ale, please.
That
What?
we do not enjoy. We drink that as fast as we can. And he fills a decent sized mug and puts it in front of you.
And I take a huge gulp out of it. Greer's gonna become an alcoholic.
Become.
I am learning much about soft skin drinking.
Oh, well, I can show you
Tell us
everything. Everything you need to know about drinking, you can learn from Keg.
Old
So-
dwarves.
Keg, we heard of something underneath the city. A vault of some sort.
Keg kind of pauses and like taps his fingers on the bar. I know the sewers are used by people to smuggle things. There might be a vault down there. All I've heard of is What's the place where they keep dead people?
Cemeteries, graveyards.
Morgue.
Yes, but it's kind of underground. It's like it's like a house, but it's for dead people.
Catacombs?
Something like
Tomb.
that. What?
Tomb.
Oh, I thought you said doom. I was a little concerned about your culture. No, something. It's like a mausoleum, I think is the word, but it's underground. I think that could be considered a vault. That's the only thing I've heard of, at least.
Crypt.
I guess you could call it that. There's one down there.
I am learning many words.
Mm.
Always happy to help Tread.
Penis.
No.
Well, if you want some of that, there's a perfect corner in the southeast side of the city. I can
No, we are
Greer
not
climbs
visiting Zell.
up
It is
and
fine, you're
whispers.
not visiting.
Greer climbs up Tread's gullet and whispers into his ear canal a few choice words.
Oh no.
Fuck.
That is also available on a number of street corners as well. If you have anything, I can get you a lot of what you desire. It might be a little odd, but
Baseball.
Shit.
that's
I'm teaching him. These are things we do not teach him.
that. I don't think you can find that in the sewers, but we're not going there.
He's framing all of these in a question, like, what?
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah,
Bitch.
Goya, stop.
I do not understand.
It's never mind.
Tread, we'll talk about that later, buddy.
I didn't tell him any of those words. I actually messaged him what words I would.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Oh,
just sent you
really?
a message.
Oh, I see that now. Prostitute.
There are a number. What are your preferences?
Brothel.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab Greer again and make him sit the fuck down.
Did I
As long
say
as it
something
puts me in front of
offensive?
My drink, I am good.
Nothing offensive, just
Where are some of the
out
good
of
brothels
out
in
of
town?
context. We do not want to know that. Well, actually, do you want to know that? As I look
No
to
what?
everyone
Brothels
else.
are where you can do mating for fun.
What good is that?
Some people enjoy it.
Why?
Something tells me, Tread, that you have never mated.
Made what?
Mated.
No.
Oh.
I was too young when I left my tribe.
After all this is over, we'll take you
Is-
somewhere.
What is too young for lizard folk? I am very confused on ages.
We know. It just happens. I was too young.
Physically? Or
Yes.
mentally?
Physically.
Oh.
I am about what word do you use? Years? 16, 17 maybe years old now.
Is that old for lizard folk?
No.
Well, I'm going to make my way out of this conversation.
This keg.
So I am very very curious as far as ages go, because with Felbogs it's very different.
With my people, 14 to 16 is adulthood.
Oh. And what about Halfling Square? What is adult for Halfling?
About 20 we are generally considered adults. But we can live up to about 200.
What he means is some of them never grow up, you hear from Keg says from the back.
Only you
You're
live
one to talk.
I have never met a tall halfling.
Wait. You said you lived to 200?
Yes.
That is such a short amount of time.
My great grandmother's 200. She's a feisty old woman.
That is short.
I assume so.
We're all short tread. Better to get into small places.
I meant years.
For me, yes. I am far older than that.
Greer's eyes just get wide.
Blink, blink.
And he takes a drink so he doesn't say anything.
Tread starts counting on his hands.
I am over 300.
That is many generations of my people.
And I am not even halfway through my life. Well, perhaps a little more than halfway through.
My people rarely live longer than 60 years. Moons, years.
I'm sorry, this conversation might have been a bit morbid, random. I do not know. I do not know.
What is morbid?
And speaking of
Having to do
death,
with death. Death.
What is wrong with speaking of death?
Soft skin culture sometimes like it.
I see.
Mia just nods. Yes, I'm very curious. It is strange to me that you do not live that long.
Only our druids live longer than that.
But you are a druid,
Yes,
so you will live longer.
if I get strong enough.
You will.
Well, what do we wish to do now?
I need a rest.
Like a long extended nappy.
Okay.
Perhaps we should see to resecuring the city as well before we take our nap.
And I'm sure there are many more I need to help. That need healing and more funeral rites.
Looking
Only
through the
did-
streets, not many funeral rites are needed, unless you wish to do it over ash.
I can. I have before. Because I understand that sometimes you need to burn them quickly. There's not always a cleric that can make sure they are not undead. So that I can do.
And do we want to go looking at that vault? The Isra mentioned?
Want to trudge through the sewers before or after you take a nap?
I'll be fine after I meditate for a little bit. But if you guys need sleep, go right on ahead.
If we
Well-
are going to the sewer, we need to go see Isra. It was his idea.
He knows where to go. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So you guys are going to look for... Yes, that's what. All I heard was a
I
pop.
thought they were gonna take it. I thought they were gonna take a nap first. At least sleep.
I can have a short rest. That goes, but I don't think I need one right now.
Yeah, since you said we got everything back.
Well, me and Moira's going to keep doing gentle repose and funeral rites as needed around the city. It's a big city.
Yeah, it is.
So that's what she's going to spend this time doing if you guys want to go look for a vault.
Okay.
I'm gonna go looking for Isra. I think I'm gonna regret it though.
Hmm.
Got out of that last.
No, I heard
Like I
him.
said, I'm gonna go looking for Isra, but I might just regret it.
So you spend a couple of hours trying to find Isra. You manage to find him eventually. Oh, so you are interested in the Zavalt? Yes. Who's with
What?
Greer?
I will go.
Okay.
So just me and Tread.
Ba-ba-da-ba, ba-ba-da-ba.
Is Lundgren not going?
Oh, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm going.
So,
So what's supposed to be inside this vault?
well, I was poking around at some places, shall we say, and I found that they had it under guards, but it does not seem to be very protected now, as most of the guards are dead. And if they put so much effort into protecting something, it might be good. Yes.
Or it might be good. Yeah.
Well, seeing
It
as
was our enemies protecting it.
yes.
Very well.
Alright, let's go. So, he is making his way downtown. He pushes down, leads you to he pushes his way down to the sewer. And you see, like, he knows how to navigate the underground very well. And he makes his way with you in tow through a number of passages, and you come to this area that doesn't have any like sewage in it, and you find this very large door. And he deftly opens it, and it creaks open, very much like most mausoleum doors. And inside, you see this square room. There are these 4 braziers, unlit, and in the center there is a... What's the word for it's like a tomb.
Sarcophagus or
Like, kind of like a
something like that.
sarcophagus, but it's solidly attached to the floor. And there appears to be kind of like an armor stand just ahead of it.
Is there armor on the armor stand?
There is, and there is what appears to be a sheath with a blade, like, in front of it.
I'll slowly walk in behind Isra.
I wonder if we should check to see if they're cursed.
Do I see any traps on the floor?
No, you do not.
That doesn't mean they aren't there.
Can I roll an investigation?
You can. Okay.
Nice.
There do not appear to be any traps within this area. However, you do notice that there seems to be a more magical aura in the room. Like, no one's really been in there, but it doesn't feel oppressive. It feels warding. Kind of like a very protective shield.
Is Israel walking in still?
Yeah, he's kind of there. He's looking around, like, all the stuff's like... The look on his face, like, this is it? So, what you see on the... Do you approach the...
I was
I don't
gonna.
know enough about.
Are you
Go
there?
ahead,
Ty?
Ty.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know enough about D&D to answer this question, but can you cast Identify on something without touching it?
I think you do have to touch it.
That I will say that is a good question. Hold on. Wait a second. I've
'Cause
never
I
had to
don't
think
know.
of that.
Of being able to identify them without touching them? You said?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I just thought of, I don't know if that is a
You choose one object that you must touch throughout the casting of the spell.
aha.
Oh, okay.
I just
I
never
got
had
it.
to look,
Issue.
And
I've just
light
never had to
one
look
with the
that up
brazier.
because I'm usually holding it anyway. So
Yeah.
I'm like, wait.
so I figure we brought torches down here.
Yeah, you probably
what-
would have.
So I light one of the braziers.
Okay. The brazier is now lit.
Okay. And I'll carry the torch over and go up towards the tomb or whatever the hell it is. Just looking at it. Not getting too close though. Like
Okay.
maybe stand about 10 feet away.
It is engraved in ancient runes.
I can't read it.
Is I can. What does it say?
It says, "Here lies the Slayer of Dragons. May he rest in peace and hope."
Here lies the Slayer of Dragons. May he rest in peace or hope and hope. So somebody's in here. Somebody likely quite powerful is in here. And if their body is still in here. And I wonder if that body would come to life if we lit the braziers, be pissed off, and kill us. Wondering.
I heard nothing while I lit the brazier. I only lit one of them.
Yeah, I know you only lit one brazier. I don't know what would happen if you lit all four of them.
I walk
Should
over
we
to
find
the
out?
one on the right side and light that one.
Hey, do you want to die?
Just light two of them. See if anything happens when we light two.
So you light another brazier?
Yes, I light another one of the ones towards the front.
It lights.
Any change to anything?
It's brighter?
What do you think, Ezra? When I light the other ones, I hold up the torch to him.
And he lights them.
So all four are lit. Nothing happens besides brightness?
All of a sudden you're, "Doo!" and you see, it's just suddenly makes a very loud noise, just starts chuckling to himself. "You guys are way too tense."
Greer
Yeah, that
laughs along
sounds like
with him.
something.
I have been in many a cursed tomb. Also, some people would consider that the mother-in-law's house, but it
Yeah,
is.
well-
Do I, as a local, do I know anything of the history of
Roll me a history check.
Slayer of Dragon? With advantage, maybe?
Yes. Watch it be extremely low.
More than fucking likely.
Extremely hot.
At least you don't have a negative.
Okay, you remember that there are ancient tales of 5 dragon slayers, many of whom hunted numerous members of the chromatic dragons when they were more prevalent about 1,000 or more years ago. Stories of them are still legend, and they are still told from generation to generation. This is one of them. And it's told that they wore armor made from some of their kills, and that they were entrusted, whether by deities or by skilled mages, with weapons that could aid in the slaying of dragons.
Greer's eyes will all of a sudden get wider as he kind of recalls, and we are not messing with that equipment at all. That there's a legend of the 5 dragon slayers, and their weapons are supposed to be really good at killing dragons. That's why their armor has parts of dragons on it.
Now,
Then why would we not take it?
Do you have any dragons to kill?
We may.
Now you see that the armor, you would think it'd be made out of metal, correct? But as you look closer, it appears to be made out of scales of some kind. This particular set is a rich emerald green.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
What?
Like, I know what that does, but I can't metagame.
Oh. Too late. You already told me everything I probably believe now. Well, Greer said we shouldn't touch it, so he knows more about this area than I do because he lives here.
I mean, is he ever going to need it?
I'm just worried
Not if
about what's
he's
going to
dead.
happen to us if we take it.
We will have stuff that we did not have before.
Like I
And
said
it will
before,
not sit here and rot.
Okay.
I have been in many a cursed tomb. This is not one of them.
I will have to be one of the locals. I just don't see it right to take the armor from a legendary hero.
Legendary warrior.
You are not taking it from him. He is no longer here.
From his tomb.
He is not using it.
So are we taking the armor then, or what?
Yes. I just led you to the water. You are the horse that needs to drink.
Yeah, okay.
We may borrow it for a year and a day. If we do not have a use for it, it gets returned.
Oh. Like magically?
No. I'll take it from whoever's not using it and return it here.
Oh.
And this is my land's legend.
Okay.
Use it if you must.
So we could legitimately borrow the armor then and be okay.
As long as it gets returned.
Okay. I'm trying to think. Okay, so like this is scale armor, right? Is it heavy armor?
This is considered to be the equivalent of studded leather, and is made completely of dragon scales. So there's no metal on it whatsoever.
That means right?
I do not need armor.
Okay. Okay, so doesn't need it. Greer can't wear it. Probably.
It's probably a
At
little
least-
bit too big for me.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so that leaves us up to Isra or me. So I can't remember.
Or
I can't remember. I thought the chess piece I had was crap. I can't remember. Long damn time since I looked it over.
Perhaps you should,
I-
keep up with your character, Ty.
yeah. I mean, the
See-
armor, does it look like it went on to like a large human or something?
It looks like it's a normal-sized human.
Okay, so we got studded leather +2.
I was actually
other
wondering if
than
maybe Tempest King.
King could wear it too, yeah.
Ostensibly, he
I don't know.
could.
John the Butcher.
Your,
Unless it's magical.
I gotta ask, what in the hell have you been putting on your, because you should add to your proficiencies. You can wear medium armor.
Yeah.
You don't have that on your proficiencies. You have light
Yes.
only.
Proficiency.
Go to information, put in armor. No, don't put it in manually. You can drag and drop it. Go to the right.
Hold on.
Go to the right.
I gotta
Out.
get this extra luggage junk off. There we go. Alright.
Does
Here
he
we
get
go.
does he get extra proficiency because of his patron or because something like that?
No,
Yes.
that's something else.
Oh,
He gets technically it's from his patron.
okay. I mean that's fine. I was just like,
Wait,
I was like,
he's
wait
a
a second.
warlock, god damn it. No, because thematically.
Yeah, I kind of
Doesn't
figured it
know.
was something that happened later, but I was like, hold on, make sure.
Also, why I can cast Radiant Soul and be aloft for 5 whole minutes.
Kind of figured that was like celestial warlock shit because I don't do celestial warlocks. I don't know what they can do.
Okay, because
So,
with Radiant Soul, it's only 1 minute.
it is rather late. We
Yeah,
can
it
leave
is.
this conundrum for the
some
next
time
time.
else.
So, hopefully it's been entertaining. Cool music plays as lights go down, and we'll catch you next time for whatever we're playing next.